My name is Ira Russell. Once again, I've been a master cosmetologist. I don't know for how long has it been? 17, 18 years?
18 years.
Yeah, 18 years. And I'm also a licensed instructor to teach cosmetology in the state of Georgia. I have been in business on my own for 8 years. And I have last year, June 2023, my best friend and I, Adrian, we decided to, I think we're still frozen. I can't.
Yeah, y'all are frozen.
Yeah, we're still frozen. But we have, we started, we decided to come together, collaborate, and join forces and really kind of get, just trying to get a new vibe, a new scene, and just we're very passionate about hair care. We're very passionate about what we do, and so we just really wanted to, just collaborate, and it made sense. We work well together, we get along good, and a lot of times when doing business and friendship, a lot of times that can be a big headache, and. Yes. And sometimes now, of course, we had our bumps in the road, but we're still working through it. But it still has been good. And the name of the salon is Suede Salon, and that's something that we still in the workings of trying to get things together, and just do something new, and make sure we educate people about hair, because that's our love first.
So let me ask you this question: how did y'all come up with the name Suede?
The name Suede is derived from what people do to cause leather to turn into suede. You're taking you're basically, it's almost like biblically done, like you buffet your flesh. You change it from one texture to the next. And that's from whatever type of hair you have, whatever ethnicity you may have. We are taking whatever your texture is, whether we're making it straight, whether we're making your straight hair curly or your curly hair straight, or adding texture to it or taking texture away. But whatever we're doing, the concept is that we're bringing it to a healthy state, in a better state than where it was.
Okay. Hey, I think that's why we're here tonight, to get our hair back to a better state than what it was.
Yes. Right.
So what made you all decide to go into hair?
I would say for me, it's always been a passion. I think at a young age, I always wanted to do my hair. And my mom wasn't a person that really, she didn't know how to do styles. She wasn't hip to certain stuff. She was going to give you a ponytail with a tight bang. And I did not want that. And so I was like, well, can you just let me do my hair? So this was probably around 6. I was like, let me do it. Like she would let me do certain things, but it wasn't a lot that she would allow me to do. But I used to try to slick it to the side and have some hanging in my face, and I wanted to look hip, and she didn't really allow me to do it too often. But I think that was like the very first time of just gaining that love for hair. And then I had some cousins that were hairstylists, and they were always fly. Like she was in there, I would just be fascinated by how she would do these the mullets, had them tight curls in the top.
Wait a minute now. See, I can't see this. I want to ask y'all to end y'all call and click that link back on, because y'all are frozen, and I want to see what a mullet looks like.
Yeah, we're gonna have to leave out and come back.
Leave out and come back real quick.
Okay.
Y'all just give us just one moment. There were some technical difficulties. Their video was frozen. So they are coming back. They meaning Ira Russell and Adrian Bell. All right, let's see if we can admit.
Okay.
Okay,
We
there
can
we go. We in business now. So tell us
but
about what you said that mullet looked like.
yeah, you know how you had those stacked curls in the top. It was short in the top and long in the back. And she used to have it flipped out, you know, real nice and stacked up real nice and the tight curls. And it might be long on
Uh-huh.
one side and short on the other side. I just fell in love with it. Like I fell in love with hair, and she was just so good with it. You know, slanging a Marcel curl, blowing them off. I was just like, oh, I'm in love. And I can honestly say that I haven't had any other passion but hair. And it's something that as I've grown, I think I had my first paying client when I was about 11. I was doing braids at home. And from there, it just built on, you know. You go ahead.
So
Yeah, I'm just, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Mr. Bill, what made you have an interest in doing hair?
I've always, my mom would, I would go with my mom when she got her hair done, and my mom would do hair out of our house. She started doing curls out of our house back when the curls were real
In that
big.
kitchen.
In that kitchen. And I always enjoyed watching hair transform from one place to the next. And I've always wanted my own salon. I've always wanted to teach people how to do hair. So it's always been a passion for me to see that transformation. To watch women come in the salon, look one way and go out another way. And the emotion behind what happens when they leave. They come in with different types of issues. Girl, I'm feeling bad. Girl, I feel like this what's going on. And by the time they leave, they look in the mirror. Oh, girl, I can go. I'm saying, oh, this look good. So I love that transition. I love that emotion behind it. That you're coming in one way, you leave out another.
Yes.
You know, that's a few side note with me doing photography, it's a challenge. You put up to a challenge, and at the end of that challenge, when you see your client smile
Yes.
and put them in a different atmosphere with a different attitude, you know what we do sometimes with the neck rolling,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that self-esteem goes from 10 to 100 real quick. You like,
Right.
oh yeah, I got this. I know I can do it. You know,
Yeah.
that seeing your clients smile, just seeing others smile, you know, it makes a difference. So you all had a decision to go into hair, but you just didn't want to do hair. You wanted to master your passion, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I think I started becoming more passionate when I started seeing the aging process of my mother's hair. And it was like, what is going on? What causes this? What causes that? So now I'm very
Mm.
inquisitive. I need to know what's going on with this hair, with the body, you know. And I think I became more fascinated with it then because I didn't really see a lot of people at the time, you know, dealing with hair loss issues until I started seeing it with her hair. And that's something that kind of made me open my eyes to it, to want to try to help in whatever way I can.
Now, believe it or not, my mom is 89 years old. She's
Oh
never
wow.
had a chemical, and I say a chemical as far as a chemical, a straightening chemical in her hair. Her Vaseline and grease, and she said that's what helped her get through college was doing hair. And I remember Easter, y'all know we would get the burned ears
Yeah.
and the neck would be burned. But she could take those curlers and take them off our gas stove, and she would wring them a couple of times and put
Yep.
them on there and give us them Shirley Temples. And I'm like, Lord Jesus. But now, you know, they do it with rollers and all of that. But her hair now is halfway down her back.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
is silver and pretty. And I'm like, Mama, what happened? Why did you not give me those jeans? I have the toughest hair.
And one thing about you can be it's amazing that even with the genes, you don't have to have a whole lot of genealogy to make your hair look a certain way. It's just taking care of it.
Oh, okay. So that's why we're here tonight to learn a few techniques about taking care. Like I said, for those who have just joined, we're talking with master cosmetologist Ira Russ. Am I saying you're right? Ira, or is it
Yeah,
Era?
it's
Ira.
era.
Okay. Ira Russell and Adrian Bell. They are in a partnership and on the Suede Hair Salon, correct?
Sway
Suede Hair
concept.
Salon. Okay, so tonight we're talking about scalp treatment, hair loss, and some say wig, some say unit care. Now, I'm just gonna go back here, and I may be jumping the gun. So when I had chemotherapy, and it's just not for cancer patients, for anybody that has scalp. That's every human has scalp. I didn't do any specific thing to my scalp. I put the wig on. Sometimes I wash my scalp, and I may put a little oil on it, and then I put the wig back on. Was I doing that correctly?
I would say yes, but I would also say that there could have been some added steps to go along with that. One of the biggest things with, I would say, scalp care, wig care, a lot of people don't exfoliate their scalps because a lot of times with clog, what happens is with we come from an era of using grease, and a lot of times that can be clogging to the hair. It can clog up pores, and it can prevent the hair from growing efficiently. And sometimes it can slow down the process when it's not really meant to do that. We do need oil on our hair, but a lot of times we don't have to oil as much. But we definitely need to exfoliate every now and then, especially when you're trying to treat scalp. And with this exfoliation, you're just basically kind of cleansing that layer of the scalp to try to open up, get good oxygen to the follicles so that they can grow properly.
Now, how often would you say we need to exfoliate? And is that something we can do at home, or do we need to go to a salon?
Would say you can do it on your own, but it would be a lot of work. I would recommend coming to the salon to get it done. Um, you can use there are different products out on the market now, but like I said, you can do it at home, but I do recommend allowing someone else to do it for you. Everything is saying.
Especially with getting chemotherapy treatments when their hair is shedding, and then that regrowth process. Like I said, you don't want to clog the pores of the scalp, so you want to see that new hair coming. So the more often, I want to say like every week or every 2 to 3 weeks, you want to keep that scalp clean. You want to make sure that that scalp has nothing to clog the pores. You don't want to have any dead skin on the scalp so that your hair can grow freely. So you want to make sure you're doing all those things to actually see real growth. Because a lot of times people they may cut their hair prematurely um, during the chemotherapy process, and even during that particular process, the hair is still growing. It's just a matter of what type of chemotherapy that you're taking. As you know, there's some chemotherapies that is pill form and liquid form, which is IV form. But some people don't even lose their hair. So it just depends on what you have going on.
And also another added component to that is using a clarifying shampoo. A lot of times, social media, they've talked about you got to have sulfate free. You don't want to strip out the moisture out of your hair. That's true to a certain extent, but you also have to have something that's going to strip off old oils, old dirt off of the hair and scalp. And a lot of times people don't know that. I say African American people don't know that. And it also can cause your hair to, where people say heat damage. It's not necessarily damaged, but it's heat altered. And we got to change that terminology, because that doesn't mean if you have naturally curly hair and the hair has transitioned to where you shampoo it, it still has some straight parts on it. That doesn't mean that it's damaged. Right. It just means that you may need to change your shampoo, do like some type of scalp detox, hair detox, where you're clarifying that hair, pulling off the old oils and dirt off the hair. You can't just use straight sulfate-free shampoo to cleanse your hair, because it's not going to effectively get it all off. And it can cause the hair to alter, not damage, alter. So that's another thing that, and with clarifying shampoo, I always recommend using it for your first shampoo. Like if you wash your hair once a week or every other week, clarifying shampoo is a must for your first shampoo because it's going to strip all the old oils, old dirt off of the hair. Because when you try to put a flat iron or any other type of product, sometimes it won't manipulate like it needs to because you don't have a clean slate. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I do recommend.
Okay, so when you say your first shampoo, so say for instance, I wash my hair every week. So you saying the first week I use that shampoo, or you saying when I'm washing it, let that be my first shampoo and then I go to my next one?
Yes. You always want to clarify. You want to either, because typically most people at home, they're going to wash their hair at least maybe twice. In our salon, we wash the hair 3 times because we have processes that we like to do. We first clarify, we stimulate the scalp, allowing the follicles to get rejuvenated and the shampoo that we use also is a antibacterial shampoo, cleansing it, getting any infections, any bacteria off the scalp. And then we also go in and hydrate. So you clarify, stimulate, hydrate. But if you're at home, you're going to clarify and hydrate.
Oh, you know what? And I always wondered that when I would go get my hair washed, I was wondering, okay, sometimes they wash them 3 times. So when I would come back home, I got to wash my hair 3 times too, not knowing they were using different products. And I never thought to ask. And that's something I was learning this week. That's why we have disparities in health in our health fields because we don't ask, and some of us don't know what to ask. So now I didn't know why I was getting my hair washed 3 times. I thought it was just one to rinse whatever out, the second time to make sure it's clean, and I'm gonna let you sit in the bowl for a minute. I did not know it was actually 3 steps. So you said it was y'all clarify, stimulate, and then you hydrate.
Yes.
And let me
Those
say
of
that.
us at home. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying now that's here. Now everybody may not be doing those particular steps, or they may be shampooing your hair 3 times, but they may not be using clarifying, stimulating, and hydration. Because a lot of times, what you the look that you'll find on your hair, even when it's heavy and it has a lot of product on it, and it's heat altered, it's that heavy look. It looks like it already has oil on it, even after it's been shampooed. So a lot of times, that's what you have that look for. If you want to look for something to look, you're going to look at your hair. You feel your hair. You feel that straightness, and then sometimes you can feel the curl at the root, straightness in the middle, in the mid shaft, and on the ends you'll see some more curl. That's going to let you know then that you have heavy buildup on your hair. And sometimes you may be somewhere where the shampoo being used is being hydrated. You're getting hydration shampoo the entire time you're getting shampoo. Because a lot of what's going to happen is that you're constantly getting dirt putting back on your hair. Because if your hair is already dirty, what sense does it make to put moisturizing shampoo back on your hair? It's going to continue to clog or fill up your cuticle layer to close it up tight and fill it up with dirt. Versus using the clarifying shampoo that's going to open your cuticle layer and pull the debris, dirt, or off of your hair so it can be swept off and swept down the drain.
Now tell us, what is a cuticle layer? For those of us that don't know.
So you got your hair, you got my 2 hands, this is your hair. The cuticle layer is here. All this is here. And naturally curly hair, the cuticle layer is 9 times out of 10 wide open. So when you close those, we close them by product and we close them with heat. Now, in the event that the cuticle layer is left wide open after you've done heat, after you shampooed and used product, 9 times out of 10 your hair is damaged. So that's your cuticle layer. Your cuticle layer is what's covering your hair.
Okay, y'all listening now. Look, and now let me jump on social media real quick. Summer Moss Lewis, she says, and a head massage are also amazing. She says she swear they be pushing her hair up out of her scalp. You know what? And I think I've had maybe one, but I thought as some would say, the hairdresser, the hairstylist, I thought they was just trying to see if I was gonna have any dandruff, pop up or anything. I didn't know what it was. I'm telling y'all, I'm learning so much tonight. I just, was like, oh, okay, whatever. My head was that dirty. You got to keep pressing it. But thank you, some. I'm gonna ask for. I gotta come to y'all salon. I'm gonna get me some of all of this good stuff y'all talking about. So I got a question. You were talking about build up. Now, and I'm just talking about me, that I've gone to a local store and I got some of their products. And when I picked the product up, I could see like a liquid on top of the conditioner, and it looked real oily. And I would wash my hair with it. That would be my last little wash. I would put my leave-in and I would rinse it out. But when I blow dried it, it just was like gummy.
Did you ever shake it
I
up?
have not been using that product.
Nobody froze. Oh, she's looking at you.
Yeah. She was looking like, I'm froze. You were just looking, Adrian.
Like, wait a minute, what time ain't nobody froze? And I'm looking at her like, froze right now.
No.
Well, in other words, I'm sorry, y'all, my clock going off. But in other words, we just need to be careful of the products that we choose. And if you see oil at the top, then we may not need to bother with that.
Not necessarily. A lot of times with products, it'll just kind of let you know it's been sitting a long time on the shelf. And what you can do is take it. You have to make sure you shake it up. It's just like how salad dressing is. You know how you have salad dressing where it sits in like Italian dressing, you got everything that's in the bottom. But if you don't shake it up to get all the full ingredients, you basically just put that top oil portion that has separated. You didn't get the fullness of what the conditioner could actually do. So making sure you shaking things up, but like I said, it could, and then also checking expiration dates.
Yes.
That's something is key that a lot of people don't do, because we can have products under our sinks for forever, but they do expire. Right. They do expire. That's just shampoos, conditioners, styling products, makeup products, all that stuff can expire. So it's really good to make sure you check the manufacturer date and expiration date on that.
Okay, we have a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Also, sometimes those those products can be too heavy for your hair. Something that you may not have put a whole lot of it on your hair, but because the product is just too heavy for your hair texture alone, that may have made it weigh it down as well too.
Oh, that's why y'all have master on y'all shirts, and I am. We got a question. The question is, are organic products worth it?
I guess I'm gonna speak on it a little bit. I think that I think that they have a purpose, but sometimes I think with overuse, it can be harmful to the hair. Once again, going back to what we said about making sure you strip old oil and old dirt off of the hair. A lot of times with organic and vegan products, they typically don't have that stripping mechanism. They typically are always sulfate free. And sulfate free, they're built to retain moisture in the hair. You need to retain moisture, but you also have to get old oils and old dirt off the hair. I had an example of a client that this happened to, and it was a matter of she wanted me to use what she wanted me to use on her hair, and her hair started to alter, but it altered because we weren't stripping off the old oils and the old dirt off the hair. So in using the shampoos that she provided, it didn't allow her hair to do what it needed to do in order to, and she felt like it was damaged and it was my fault. Yes, I'm the person that's doing it, but from the beginning, you didn't trust my expertise to help do your hair in a healthy way. And because I'm not going to use anything that's going to be harmful, that's going to tear down your scalp, tear down your body or anything like that. But I know what's going to work. And so I think maybe the last time I did her hair, she allowed me to use my products, and her hair literally jumped back to life. It went from looking like it was heat altered, and once I used that clarifying shampoo, because she didn't want me to use it. She didn't want me to use none of my stuff. She only wanted to use her stuff because it was organic, vegan. And it didn't do her hair any good. And I guess I don't know.
What can you do?
There's nothing you can do about that. Because sometimes you do have to. Well, I'm going to say this. I learned my lesson from that. I'm not going to do it anymore. If you have a specific thing, if it's something that's maybe doctor recommended, medicated, then that's a different story. But you just bringing off something because this is what you want to use because you feel like you're going to be healthier with using it, I'm just going to have to pass, on that. But like I said, I've had my experiences with those types of things. They can be good, but also adding in that clarifying shampoo to get the old stuff off. Get the old stuff off because it's not going to give you the full benefits that you're looking for. But like I said, some of it can be good, some of it isn't. But you have to have that clarifying because it's not going to, you're still not stripping the hair like it needs to. And you don't have to do it every time. So say for instance, if you use the clarifying, you washing your hair every week. If you want to just clarify maybe every other week, because your hair tends to be dry. That's an option. But you have to have a clarifying to take off old oils and dirts off of the hair. That's just like you not taking a bath and you just gonna put on some lotion. You ain't gonna use no soap. You gonna stand in the shower under that water, but you ain't using no soap to cleanse, and you just go get out, dry
it's
off.
It's build up on top of it.
Right.
You're nasty.
It's nasty. Nasty and unhealthy. And then that's what we have to be real and we have to be raw. It's nasty and it's unhealthy. And then when people come to you all and want to get the hair done and then it begins to be altered, they want to fault you all, but it's not your fault. It's something possibly that they did prior to.
Right.
Okay. So I hope y'all are watching out here. To all of those who have just joined on Facebook, we are talking with Master Cosmetologist Ira Russell and Adrian Bell. We're talking about scalp treatment. We just got through talking about some scalp treatment. And y'all, if you missed it, it'll be on our YouTube page in about a week or so. And now we're going to talk about hair loss. And then after hair loss, we're going to talk a little bit about wig care, because that's the specialist. She does she customized units. So hair loss, and I know this sounds redundant to ask, but mismanaging your hair, can it cause it to fall out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it can. It's a lot of factors to hair loss. We know medical issues can cause hair loss. We know that hormonal issues can cause hair loss.
Stress,
diet, Diet is another big important one as well. Um,
Can you elaborate on diet just a little bit? What are some things that, if you can, share with us that affects our hair texture and our hair growth?
um, okay, let's talk about vitamin D. We know as African American, a lot of times we typically have low vitamin D, and low vitamin D can cause the hair to break. It can cause it to shed, cause it to be very fragile. Iron. A lot of times we don't eat. We can eat a lot of these things that can help strengthen our hair from the inside out. That's the main thing, because what we intake, a lot of times that can affect our hair as well. So not drinking enough water can cause your scalp to be super dry. It can cause your hair to be brittle. And that's one of the biggest things that you see, especially in the summer months, even in the winter too, because when the seasons start to change, the hair starts to change. So you have to make sure you're hydrating your hair as well from the inside out. It's not just a topical cream, a serum that you put on top. You have to ingest good things into your body for your hair to grow properly and for it to be nourished as well.
You can't be eating fried chicken and say I'm natural. It's not going to help you, because at some point, what you're going to do is you're going to, whatever you're putting in your body is going to come out of your hair. So if what it, so what I mean, it happens to us all. We will eat any type of food, and it's knowing that it's not good for us, and expect it to not come out of our hair. Even when it, whether it's even with alcohol, too much alcohol, if it affects your liver, you know it's going to affect your hair. Liver has a portion to do with your iron as well. So it's going to affect those types of things. So you have to be cognizant of the stuff you put in your body and what comes out of your hair if you want your hair to look good.
It's all connected. It's all connected. And even with, like I said, with low iron, that's one of the main things I can tell. Like if I have clients, if they've been coming to me for a while, and then all of a sudden they retaining their length, and then all of a sudden it becomes brittle, and it starts breaking off at the ends. I said, do you take iron pills? And she was like, I ain't been taking them. I need to take them. But I know a lot of people have issues with iron. They typically cause constipation. And because a lot of times too, we still don't intake enough water as well. But those are things that I'll say some of the main things that we need. That iron and that vitamin D can cause that hair to be brittle. It can cause it to break off. And a lot of times, like you said, well, I'm gonna add this too. I had a client one time she was coming every 2 weeks, but her hair was literally falling out. And I was doing protein treatments, because protein is also good to help with strengthening the hair and help with stopping shedding. And protein treatments are good to do, not every month, but maybe every other month or every 2 months, depending on how the severity of your situation. But I was doing protein treatments on this lady hair. It seemed like I was doing them at least once or twice a month, because the shedding was severe. It was so severe. And I said, I don't know what else to do. I said, because you need to go to your doctor, because something that is going on internally. And sometimes stuff going on internally can cause your hair to fall out. Come to find out, she ended up having cancer. And that's what was going on. That was her sign, the signal to say, okay, hey, we need to see what's going on in the inside. She ended up having breast cancer. And that was the first thing, the shedding of the hair that was that gave light to that situation. And also I was gonna add shedding. What was I about to say? I forgot. Oh, what was I about to say? I don't know either. It'll come back. Go. Talk, Adrian. Right. I forgot. I had a brain fart.
So, Mr. Bell, give us some tips for men that have lost their hair for whatever reason. They just they started to lose it and they shaved it off. And I know a lot of men, hey, I don't really need anything. They use whatever soap that they're bathing with. They just wash their hair with it and dry it off and go. Give us some good tips.
It's the same thing. I used to have hair. I still grow some. I just got a little alopecia back here in the back. These are not jokes. This is just the truth. It's God's truth.
Facts.
Facts. Let me tell you. But let me tell you, I love hair. And if I could have all the hair I want, it would be down my back. But here's the thing. Let me tell you. Coming up doing hair, I had every color, every style you could think I've had it. I've had everything from sew-ins to purple hair, freeze curls, everything. Finger waves, I'm showing my age. But at the same token, yes, men, you can take care of your hair as well. When you go to the barbershop and they edge you too far back, change barbers if they don't want to do right. Because the thing about it is they are taking off your hair. And the longer you do that, the more you're going to affect your follicles and your hair won't grow back. And some of the same things that are used to grow hair for females, men can use them as well. There are some product lines that they have products that are geared towards men. All they done is wrote man on the front of it. You still can use it. But you want to take care of your hair just as much. You need to have satin pillowcases as well. If you got braids, you need to take care of your locks. Satin pillowcases, you need those as well. You need to make sure you're shampooing your hair. There are a lot of guys that have seborrheic dermatitis that don't use the proper shampoo to clean their scalp. They just feel like if I just, scratch my head real good, I'll be fine. But seborrheic dermatitis can be so severe that it will cause patches in your scalp where your hair won't grow.
What is it? What is seborrheic dermatitis, Adrian?
Seborrheic dermatitis is a fungus. It's a fungus that grows on the scalp that happens. It is an internal issue that people think is just dandruff or severe dandruff. But no, it's a bacterial or a fungal infection that grows, that comes out of your scalp and sometimes on your skin. And it comes all the way around your hairline and on your skin. And it flares up during stressful times. So men, take care of your hair. Shampoo your hair every 2 weeks. Shampoo your hair every week, every day you get in the shower. It's the same thing. You want to, especially my young dudes, take care of yourself. You want to look good, you want to take care of yourself, your skin and your hair. You got to shampoo it. Get you a hairstylist. You go to a barber. Barbers now are shampooing, steaming hair, whole 9 yards. Get you one.
And also, I was going to add to that with hair care tips as to dealing with hair loss. Hair loss is a thing where it's not, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to use a certain shampoo and conditioner and that's it.
Right.
Hair growth starts from the inside out. Once again, what you're ingesting. And if you don't have some type of component that's going to add to or aid in the growth of your hair, it's bound to fall out, or it's bound to thin out. And especially when we all age, now I've been seeing girls as young as 30. Usually you don't see that the aging hormonal hair loss until over 40. But now I'm starting to see it earlier and earlier because of a lot of the stuff that's in the foods that we're eating. And one of the biggest things that you have to learn to do is you have to take products and use products that's going to fight against that. Now, taking a good hair vitamin, biotin alone is not going to help your hair. I know that's the one thing that a lot of people use, and a lot of times people in it by itself, sometimes it can cause a reaction, and some people become allergic to it. But there are products out there that can nourish your hair, strengthen your hair from the inside out. But
you mean to tell me the vitamin that I've been getting, and it says hair, bone, and muscle,
it's probably not enough for your hair.
Not enough. So right. I hope y'all listening, because I'm listening and I'm writing. That's not enough.
Yeah. So a lot of times with like I said, you're trying to fight against the aging process.
You don't.
Oh, hold on. Somebody needs to mute.
It dry it out. It don't take but steak and
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, with the aging process, you have a hormonal the hormone that causes hair loss is called DHT. It's a long name, but I don't know how to say it, but we're gonna stick to DHT. So you have to have some type of component that's going to block DHT. That's the hormone that causes hair loss. That's the aging of hair. And as we get older, that's something that goes for men, it goes for women. Mm-hmm. Our hair is going to age out with us, and it's going to get thinner. Women, we go through menopause. All that stuff start affecting your hair. The hair starts thinning. It's not as thick as it used to be, but you can help slow down that aging process and even stop it by taking good hair vitamins that's going to have everything you need to strengthen your hair and keep it strong from the inside out.
I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, I'm writing.
No problem. No problem.
I appreciate this, and we ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. We got about 10 minutes on here. So we talked about things that can cause hair loss. We've talked about how to treat our scalp. 3 washes. The first one we clarify. The second one we stimulate the scalp, and the third one we hydrate. Now, if y'all want more details on it, you've got to go to their salon. Okay, you just have to go to their salon. If you want a class from them, maybe they'll give us a class, but y'all know it's gonna cost you because knowledge is not free. Now, I'm just being honest. Give me the money. So now we want to talk about wig care. Yeah. I see so many people, I think, because now I have wanted to do this myself. When I didn't have hair, I just threw the wig on. I had no problems with it. And certain places would get tender because it would rub into my scalp. But now that I have hair, sometimes I just want to pull it back and throw the wig on there. And I always say, well, my hair's not breathing. I got to do certain things. And my sister would fuss at me. I'm tired of you talking about your hair not breathing. Let's talk about wig care.
Okay. I would say one of the main things, a lot of times I'm going to say, this is no shade, okay? Look, I doing some stuff over here. Hold on for a second. This is no shade to beauty supply wigs or anything like that, or Amazon, because you can have a nice look, but a lot of times you don't have versatility in the type of cap that is being used on the wig unit. You do need ventilation. Yes. You do need a breathable unit, especially when, like I said, you have people that as they get older or they dealing with certain issues, sweating in their head or anything like that. You have on these hot wigs, you're keeping all of that hot moisture in trapped up under this wig. It's not, your scalp is not breathing. You can't get oxygen to your hair, and that can also keep the hair from growing like it needs to as well. One of the things that I do like to use, I like ventilated caps. Ventilated caps are the breathable. They have kind of like holes in them that will. Do you see one? No, that ain't one. But yeah, you can just grab it. But with using a breathable cap, breathable caps will help create oxygen and airflow through to your scalp. That's one of the biggest things that can make wig wearing uncomfortable. Also, I'm a firm believer in glueless wigs. I just do not like glued down wigs. I know some people do, and yeah, some people do, some people don't. but I just really prefer to have my units breathable, fluidless. You can still have the security. I think I'm echoing. Is it? But this is a ventilated cap. It's a mesh ventilated cap where you see you have the hole in here. This is what's going to create airflow into your unit.
Okay.
And with wearing, like I said, with wearing clothes, it's going to create the airflow and make sure your scalp get that well. You can, your hair can, if it's suffocated, you're always blowing down your wig can cause fraction alopecia, especially around businesses. I like to use wig grip. Grip is my favorite, and because it basically allows you to stay on your hair without it slipping. So you have good security with the wig grip, and you don't have to worry about it moving, but you're also protecting your edges from the wig. With dome cap, I'm just not a fan because sometimes they be too tight, and a lot of people like the dome cap, so they can put them on, but sometimes they can be too tight around it, cause that rubbing, cause that alopecia. And you do need to wash your units. You don't have to wash them all the time, depending on how you wear them, but you do need to wash them really good. You know, even if you just dropping them off, because we also do wig care services as well, because some people just don't want to be bothered with it.
Hold on just 1 second. Okay, I had a comment. Somebody said they could hear the echo. Can y'all still hear the echo? Okay, I think I corrected that. That was my mistake. Something I clicked over here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. You do have to wash your wigs. You don't have to wash them all the time, especially if you have if it's a good quality unit. You definitely want to make sure that you're using it. I mean, you want to wash it at least. I'll say maybe if you're wearing it every day and you're taking it on and off, I would say maybe once a month or once every other month. Because a lot of times it's not being, if you're wearing it breathable where you can take it on and off, it's not getting as soiled. But if you're putting a lot of product on on the hair itself, then you may need to wash it more frequently. But one of the biggest things is making sure you wash them. They have to be washed and conditioned, just like real hair, because you don't have any blood flow. So they can get brittle. They can break off because it's real hair. If you using a unit with real hair, they can get tangled. I know a lot of people that wear wigs, they think, oh, this hair tangled up on the back of my neck because that's the first place it tangles, typically. But that only because it's the closest thing to your body, this part here. So if this is the part that get tangled, your real hair can get tangled up underneath, so it's not that the hair is bad quality. Sometimes it's how you move throughout your day. And you do have to detangle your wigs as well, just to make sure that the hair is still doing what it needs to do.
Ooh, that kitchen is something serious, ain't it?
Yeah.
So we need to wash our wigs, and be particular about what we attach the wig to and what we use with, to keep from having or causing damage or alopecia to our scalp. Now, and most of all, you said get a breathable wig.
Yes. If you want and what they're called ventilated caps, or a ventilated wig unit. And that is basically going to give you that cap that has the holes in it. And so that's the kind that you really want to have if you want to have good airflow going through your scalp.
Okay. So we've learned tonight. I'm sorry, is there a question? Okay, so we've learned tonight about scalp treatment. We went over that to clarify, stimulate, and to hydrate. So I know those two rhymes at the end. That's what we need to do to our scalp, whether we have hair or not, correct?
That's right.
All right. That helps protect our scalp. Be careful or be mindful of the products that we use. Make sure they're not outdated, and make sure it doesn't already carry a heavy, I'm going to say material, because if we put it on our hair and it's already heavy, oily looking, it's going to alter it even more. I'm trying to remember, you said use our words. We got to change our wording on some of this stuff we say, which is true.
Yeah.
And the hair loss, we talked about our diet, what can cause that: low vitamin D, low iron, lack of water. So for those who say, I just can't drink water, water does not have a taste for me. Y'all, we gotta, whatever we ingest, that it comes out through our hair as well. You know, it comes out our top as well as our bottom as well.
Yes.
And just being real and raw here, y'all. I apologize for my clock. Hopefully it'll stop in a minute, and it did, thank God. And we need to invest in a protein treatment, maybe bi-monthly, suggestive, something that strengthens the hair. And for our wig care, first we get a ventilated cap, and as you stated, and you said, it's okay if you choose the wigs that you choose, but if you want a good standing unit, get a ventilated cap. Make sure it's not going to mat up. Keep it combed. Keep it washed as well. You treat it just like it's human hair. If it's human hair, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And hair growth, the main thing that we talked about, for tonight, hair growth begins from the inside.
Yes.
To the outside.
Yes.
All right. Look, I hope I didn't miss anything at all. Is there anything else? Are there any other questions that someone may have regarding scalp treatment, or questions about hair loss, or units? Mr. Bell told us that we can't eat no fried chicken and expect our body to talking about we natural. And I got some fried chicken over here, my Lord, I can't eat it tonight.
You better eat that chicken, girl. Go eat that. Don't eat.
Let me ask this question, and if you can answer, and the reason I say you can answer, because I know your stance, your position, and not that you're going to knock anybody else. Is it safe to have multiple hairdressers? I like every month you go into a different hairdresser because you like the style that they're giving.
Me personally, and I know because we're in the era of a lot of people wear braids, and they like to alternate between braids, silk press. So if you, like, I have my clients, they come back to me before they go get their braids. So I'm gonna make sure I do a hydration treatment or protein treatment, or sometimes both, just depending on how their hair is. Some people just have naturally fine hair, and sometimes with having fine hair, it can be a little brittle. And so you have to make sure you do protein treatments as well as hydrate before you put those braids in. And then you have to have proper braid care as well. Because a lot of times, if you just get braids back to back, I know that's what I meant to add. That was what I meant to add about traction alopecia. Traction alopecia can come from doing the braids back to back on the edge area, and it can also thin out the ends of the hair. I've been seeing a lot of that with people where the ends of their hair is thinning, and it's because the connectolon hair is causing it to pop, and it's causing it to pop and strip and break. So making sure you have you don't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result, because it just don't work that way. And you also have to make sure you keep your ends trimmed too. Trimming is not just it's not a quote unquote growth, but it's going to keep the hair from splitting up so that you can retain length on your hair. So that's something that's very important when going into these protective styles that a lot of us like to wear.
Got a question. Is deep conditioner and protein treatment the same?
No. Deep conditioning most of the time is just like a deep moisturizing or deep hydrating treatment. Protein, a good protein typically comes in a liquid form. I like to use liquid because it penetrates the hair way better. Protein is mainly for strengthening, and it's for shedding, to help stop shedding process of that hair. Moisture deep conditioners are typically for adding in moisture into the hair and keeping it from being super dry.
I'm writing, y'all know I'm writing. Conditioning adds moisture. Okay.
And also to add with that, with a lot of times, if you find yourself doing deep conditioners all the time because your hair feels super dry, it's probably because you need to get a steam hydration treatment. Steam hydration treatment, what it does, it penetrates the conditioners into the hair deeper. It's going to go into that second layer of that hair. So it's going to open it up. It's going to put that moisture into the hair properly. And a lot of times you can't just do that with, I'm going to leave this on my hair all night and then it's just going to do what it's supposed to do. And you find yourself doing those things all the time and they don't work. So that means you got to do something different. And a lot of times people don't have the hydration or the steam treatments at home. So that would be something that you would need to go to a salon for.
Okay. So y'all just dipped on my toes. And it's nothing wrong with going to a salon to get your hair done. It's
Right.
Take a day to be pampered. And what did they say? That somebody named Ashen Hill or Sean Hill Russell says, "Hey y'all,
Hey, that's my sister-in-law."
a day of pampering, just go and sit there and just be treated. Treat your hair. Your hair deserves attention, just like, oh, I hope you're giving your body attention.
Right.
But just like you go and get your nails done and your pedicures, your manicures, go and have a day to treat your hair, treat your scalp. So say for instance, if I didn't have any hair, do I still need to get a hydration treatment?
Hydration treatment, if you don't have hair, I wouldn't necessarily say you would need a hydration treatment, because there's nothing really to, I would say, hydrate, so to speak. Depending on what your goals are and we will have to have a proper consultation to give you the proper steps for that. Now, someone that's dealing with, or they've come off of chemo and they want to come to the salon and get other types of treatments, we also offer cool laser therapy treatments that help with stimulating blood flow. And that's something that I've been using here lately with a lot of clients that are dealing with some type of alopecia, and I can see a big difference in their scalp. And so that's something, and it also, we also do like a full workup. So we have microscopes where we're looking at the scalp, looking at the follicles to see if there can be activity for the hair to grow back. Because a lot of times we think, oh, I got this growth oil and I can put it on my hair. But if the follicle is dead, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to come back. So, and a lot of times that comes from abuse to the scalp. It comes from use with, sometimes with cancer clients, you see that the hair can come back, but a lot of times it's malnourished, because if it comes back thinner, that means that something is going, like you have to strengthen it from the inside out. So that's where the hair vitamins and diet is going to come into play with dealing with people that have had chemotherapy or something like that with their hair.
Now we gonna put Adrian on suspension because he ain't did nothing tonight.
But listen, I mean, you know, she's
He worried about if you froze or not.
Yeah.
She answers the question. What I'm gonna do?
But I thought she was froze too, because she was not moving.
When doing that, I'm like,
I didn't know you were talking to me. I thought you were talking to somebody else. I was like,
no, man, sorry you.
Oh Lord, they scared me, because I was like, oh Lord, touch her, Adrian, touch her, see what she gonna do now. If y'all will share information about your salon, how do we get in contact? And if I got somebody out there can type this in on the live, type it in. Talk about your salon. As they said, we're gonna give the last 35 seconds, 75 seconds, 95 seconds to you all.
You can handle that, Kate.
Oh, you want to give them now? Okay, so here's the thing. Listen, we are desperately working with State Board trying to get all this stuff underway since we have merged together. We have 2 companies that we run together. The first company is the Master Educators of Cosmetology, which we do advanced technique, color training, cutting training techniques, things of that nature that you do not learn in school. Some you do learn in school. We do State Board prep, things of that nature. Our second company that we own together is Suede Salon. That is our salon. We come in, you give salon service, things of that nature. So you will find us though on our separate entities on our pages. Hair by Miss E. Hair by Miss E was the underscore on Instagram, and Adrian Bell 78 on Instagram. Also Adrian Bell on Facebook and Ira Russell on Facebook. We are working diligently trying to get some stuff situated so we can give you guys what you need for the Master Educators of Cosmetology and Suede Concept Salon, because we want you to know where you can go and what you can expect from us, what you need from us, so we can give the community what they need as well. Because there are a lot of talented stylists out there that need more training, and we offer that. We want to make sure that they can get that so they can service. We can't service everybody. It's enough for everybody to eat out here, and we're gonna make sure y'all eat.
So I did type the address and both of our business numbers into the live.
Okay, y'all see that it's in the live, the name of the business, the address, and both telephone numbers to get in contact with them. Now, don't call them like we said earlier. Don't call them and think you're gonna get some free knowledge. Now, we done gave y'all an hour tonight. Schedule your appointment. That's all I'm gonna say. Just schedule your appointment with them now. And I heard you mention, and we didn't touch on this, but hair color.
Yes.
Hair color.
We love color. We love color. Color is not a bad thing. You can make color bad. If you do not come back to the salon after you get color, that is your fault. We cannot make you come to the salon. If you get braids after you get color, 2 weeks or a week after you get color, you have messed up your own hair and ain't got nothing to do with us.
Because we don't recommend it.
We do not recommend it. There are so many different things out there now to safeguard people when they get color. from it stripping your natural texture of your hair, all those types of things for it drying out your hair. There's so many things out there, but you too, as the client, have to be cognizant of when you come back to the salon. Some people, you don't see them until they get color. And when they get color, you don't see them for 6 or 7 months, and that's when they come back. Well, my hair broke off, my hair dried out. What's wrong with it? You ain't seen you since then.
And then we want to point the fingers. Well, it was all right until. No.
Right.
Don't come here with that.
Right. And a skilled master cosmetologist is going to know what developer to use, what volume developer to use, what type of color that your hair can take. Because everybody can't take lightener. Everybody can't take permanent color. Everybody can't take, there are people that are allergic to semi-permanent color. So that's where you come in and you get your consultation. So we can do strand tests so you won't leave out here with an allergic reaction, stuff like that. So color is great. It enhances your beauty.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I'm thinking about going pink for October, but hey, most definitely before I do it, I'm gonna have a consultation. Y'all see what's on that shirt? It says Master Cosmetologists, Master Educators. Let me get it right. Reading is fundamental. Master Educators of Cosmetology.
Yes.
The thing that they have given us tonight was now. I don't think they went to YouTube yesterday and got and said, well, "This is what we're gonna spit out." And they also said they help train young cosmetologists who are just graduated from school. We get our license, we got our certificates, our certifications, and we think, "Oh, I'm fixing to go try this, and I'm ready to do hair." You've got to have some experience too.
Yes.
So with that education, they give you more education and more experience. So any cosmetologists out there or those young entrepreneurs who want to be a cosmetologist, I suggest y'all connect with the Suede Salon with Ira Russell and Adrian Bell. Y'all, I thank y'all so much tonight. I'm sorry to hold y'all so long, but thank y'all so much for everything, all of this information that you have given me. And like I said, y'all slapped me several times and punched me a couple of times and stepped on my toes, cracked them and popped them and all. But hey, I think you even scratched my head a couple of times. But that's what we need. And I hope everything that everybody got from this live tonight. And if you missed the first part of it, like I said, in about a week's time, it will be on our YouTube page. And our YouTube page is Team Whip 2015. You can go to our website and connect to our YouTube page that way as well. But if you missed the first portion of it, I'm glad you did join. Thank you all so much for joining as well. You can catch it, say, by next week when I can edit it and get it done and put out there. Is there anything else, Miss Russell, Mr. Bell?
Just thank you for having us.
Yes, we love this.
Yeah, we love to talk about hair.
Yeah.
We're like nerds when it comes to hair. We can literally talk about hair all
day long.
So we're just glad to have the opportunity to share some of the knowledge that we have with you all. And hopefully you all will come and patronize our business and help you on your journey to healthy hair.
Yes, ma'am. We must patronize those that give back to the community, and they are giving vital information. Summer Lewis says she gonna fight somebody if they take her appointment. Well, get ready. Let's go. And I have several people have stated this has been some great information that you all have given. I hope we, and I'm saying we, I'm not saying y'all, I hope we take this information. I'm going to drink me about 2 more bottles of water. I'm going to find my vitamin D, get my iron together.
Don't eat your chicken.
Shh. Look, I'm going to do like Aaron did earlier. I'm not going to move. I thank y'all. And I'm telling y'all, let me tell y'all real quick how I met them at our social jam that we had.
Yeah.
I've watched them on Facebook, never really interacted, but when they stepped up in that building and they was networking and started sharing all the things that they do and the knowledge that they have, I was like, I got to get to them. So in other words, if you see a networking event, I don't care where it is and who it's for, go, because you never know who you're going to meet. And I'm soon to be at Suite 9 or 2170 West Point Road. I'm
Right
coming.
now.
Hey, I'm so glad. Thank y'all so very much. And if you are not following us, follow them on their social media sites. Follow Team Whip. We got a lot of events coming up. And I hope I get to see y'all again. Everyone have a great, safe night. Have a blessed week. Love everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye
y'all.
bye.